Sometimes people equate a church with the physical structure. We're going to go to church, meaning we're going to go to a building. But I don't believe that's at all how the church was intended by Jesus or the definition of church as we find it in the Bible. The church is the people. People are the church. When 2 or 3 people are gathered together to worship God and to ask themselves, what does it mean to follow Jesus and how can we help each other do that? That is the church. That can take place in a coffee shop. That could take place sitting in a park. It could take place, at a dining room table. But it also can take place in a church building that we call a church. At Mosaic, we're much more concerned with being the church than we are building a building and calling it church. People aren't just going to come into a church and say, here I am, what do you have to offer me? People are busy with their lives, they're raising their children, they have jobs, they're involved in their own activities. So the church really needs to go out into the world and be a positive difference and impact people out where they live. This means that we go out to where people are. We have a food pantry here in the church. For many years, this church gave out food on Sunday mornings. And we still have people that drop in during the week and we give them food. We also go to where the homeless are. We know where the places are in Oklahoma City where the homeless are. They don't have cars. They don't have, the bus does not stop outside our church building. So we go to where they are. We, I think as a church, try to have a serious focus on acts of compassion. We take part in what's called mobile meals. So every Saturday, whether it's rain or snowing or 100 degrees, whether it's a holiday or not, we have folks that come to the church and prepare a hot meal. And then we have folks that deliver those hot meals to about 25 or 30 different individuals or couples who live in our area of the city. And many of these couples can't get out, they can't cook for themselves, and many of them are quite honestly lonely. And so it's not only providing them a meal, but it's also being a friendly face and someone to just sit and talk. And some of our members, it can take a couple hours to deliver these meals because they don't just drop it off at the door, they go in and visit with these people and are part of their lives. And that's really an act of compassion. But we also have some folks working with the homeless here in Oklahoma City. We do go hand out clothing and toilet paper and blankets and food, but we also have folks who are part of the Homeless Alliance, and they're working on issues of what keeps people homeless and how do we get people out of this cycle of homelessness. How do we get people off the streets into their own homes? How do we help people find jobs? And not only that, but how do we go to City Hall and advocate for the homeless who perhaps don't have a voice in those meetings? And how do we bring about change in our city and help get the homeless off the streets? So we want to focus on compassion, but we also want to focus on justice. And one of the areas that Mosaic wants to impact our community is in the schools. It's no secret that many of our schools are in trouble. Our schools are wrestling with how to more effectively teach our young people and help them to be productive members of society. And so churches, when they partner with schools, can have a great impact. We are reaching out to Britain Elementary, for example, and doing that not just by ourselves, but partnering with other churches as well, to have a positive impact with the children and young people who live in our neighborhood and who go to our schools, and to be an encouragement and a help to the teachers and the administration. One of the things we recently did was purchase uniforms and to give them to the school so they could give them to students who perhaps cannot afford their own uniforms. Another example would be, we are involved in the Oklahoma City Pride festivities. We have a booth there, we are in the Pride Parade, and we do that because we want to go to where the people are and not expect them to come to us. One of the things that I've been amazed is the huge Pride Parade that Oklahoma City has. If you've never been, I'd encourage you to go, because the streets just lined with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people cheering, encouraging, and when they see a church come, they really let us know how happy they are to see a church in that Pride Parade. And so it's important for us to go where people are, not expect them to come to us. Jesus said, go and make disciples. Go and spread my love. Go. That was the message of Jesus. And he did say come. He said come and see, but he also said go and tell, go and share, go and be the church.